Alright guys, so today we're going to check out the brand new SoundPeats True-Free 2. Now I want to go ahead and say this right off the top of the video. I pretty much think that SoundPeats is the king of budget true wireless earbuds. They keep coming out with new pairs left and right, they keep adding different features, and they just keep adding to the value of their products while keeping them low price. So the True-Free 2 that we're going to look at today retails for only $36, and I can go ahead and tell you I have been very impressed. But let's go ahead and check out some of the features and what it is you get inside the box. So to start with, these do have Bluetooth 5.0. It doesn't say what Bluetooth codecs these played, but I did notice I had a very stable connection. I didn't have any lag with movies or videos, and I did have a slight lag when it came to playing games. So if you're somebody that's heavily using these for mobile gaming, you might want to look at another pair, but for different types of media and listening to music, it handles them with no problem. Now, as far as the IP rating, they come in rated at IPX7. So this is a pair that you can submerge into water. And again, I think they're gearing these towards people who work out, because to be able to go out and not have to worry about rain or sweat or even just dropping them into water makes that a huge bonus. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, you are getting the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, but you're also getting 3 sets of wingtips as well. And I really like the fact that they've added the wingtips to these. It keeps them very secure in your ear. The earbuds themselves are already very light, but the wingtips just basically keep them where they don't move at all, and it just makes them a very comfortable pair of earbuds. Now, as far as the charging cable, I'm happy to say that they've included a USB-C cable. And speaking of the charging cable, the battery life is one of those that's not really that impressive, because on the earbuds themselves, you're going to get around 4 hours of battery life, where with the case, you're going to get around 20 hours total. So I would have liked to have seen a slight boost in the battery on the earbuds, and I really would have liked to have seen a little bit more battery on the case, especially given the size of the case. Now, it's not a large case, but it is a little bit larger than, say, the AirPods or some of the other earbuds that have smaller cases, but it kind of confused me considering it doesn't really add that much battery life. Now, continuing to look at the case, you'll notice that there is a USB-C input on the back, and then you have 4 indicator lights underneath the lid, and that way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. And really, you get 4 charges on the case, so each light kind of indicates how many charges you have left. Now, as far as the earbuds go, again, like I said, they are an extremely light pair, kind of have a hollow feel to them, but with the added wingtips, they are one of the most comfortable pair that I've ever used. Now, as far as the controls on here, they do use button controls, but luckily the buttons are very sensitive, so it's not one of those that you have to actually mash pretty hard to get to do what you want to, and so it's extremely comfortable when it comes to button presses, and I'm happy to say that you have control over everything. So you have your play, your pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, and even volume control all on the earbuds themselves. Now, for you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And then as far as the microphones go, I'll say this is another thing that's just okay, but I think the trade-off of having the IPX7 waterproof is kind of affecting the microphones, but I'll take that trade-off any day. But you guys can be a judge by listening to the mic test here.
Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the True-Free 2s. I think it is a little tinny when it comes to picking up my voice, but I don't think anybody on the other end of a call will have any complaints. And so now here is a mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you took a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. And actually, before we talk about the sound, I want to point out that the volume on these is extremely loud. So if you're somebody that likes to listen at higher volumes, or if you plan on using these in a gym where you want to turn it up to kind of drown out a lot of your noise around you, these will definitely hit those higher volumes. Now, when it comes to the sound has really impressed me. This has bass that immediately hits you in the face. It does such a good job of picking up sub bass. But what I was really impressed with is, even though it feels like the bass is hitting you, it still has a clean and tight feel to it. Same thing with the mids. The mids are pushed forward. You're hearing a lot of range when it comes to male or female vocals, and I was just really impressed with the mids, because most of the time on inexpensive earbuds, the mids are usually what kind of falls behind, and these definitely don't. And now when it comes to the treble has a nice, bright, clean sound to them. Again, it's very detailed. You can tell that they've tuned these up to try to keep up with that really punchy bass. So overall, it's giving you that more U or V-shaped EQ. It's definitely pushing up the bass and it's really pushing up the treble, but luckily the mids don't get lost in it. And overall, I think it's a very pleasing sound. Now, when it comes to the sound stage and the sound imaging, this is something they probably could have done a little bit better with, but because it's such a dynamic sound, I would put it sounding like you're more into a medium to large size room. It obviously kind of feels more like you have two massive speakers in front of you and not so much where things are spread out, but you can still tell where instruments are coming from. You can definitely pick apart details when it comes to that. It just doesn't sound as open because of it having that impactful bass and that more overall dynamic sound. So as far as my cons with these, they're really simple. I really would have liked to have seen the case be a little bit smaller, especially considering it's not adding that much battery life to the earbuds. And then my only other complaint is I would have liked to have seen a little bit more battery life on the earbuds themselves, because 4 just kind of puts it right there at like an average, especially when we've seen pair that have 7 or 8 hours. I really would have liked to have seen these push closer to 6. But outside of that, this pair at $36 is an absolute steal. Most people do not use their earbuds more than 4 hours at a time, so it's not going to be a problem for most people. And for $36, initially I thought this would be a good pair just to kind of use to work out, but this is a good pair to use for pretty much everything except gaming on mobile devices. So if you're somebody that doesn't do that and you just watch movies or YouTube videos or just listen to music, and on top of that, just any kind of music, it's just an excellent value coming in at 36 bucks. But guys, that's my video on the brand new SoundPeats True-Free 2. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.